history and relive one of the great matchups as it happened.
Welcome to the NBA World Championship Series. Game 5, matching tonight, Portland against Philadelphia. It began on a Sunday afternoon. Julius Erving and Doug Collins combined for 63 points. Philly won it 107-101. Then it was time for Game 2. 4:52 to go. Daryl Dawkins, number 53, went out after Bobby Gross of Portland. Struck his own teammate, Doug Collins. Maurice Lucas countered from the rear. Lucas and Dawkins were separated, and Philadelphia won the second one. Then the scene shifted west for Game 3, and things changed dramatically. Bill Walton scored 20 points. Portland won its first, 129-107. And on Tuesday night, it was more of the same. Walton magnificent again before he got into foul trouble. He's averaging 16 rebounds a game. Maurice Lucas scored 24 points, 130-98. We're even going into tonight's action.
The NBA World Championship Series. Tonight,
the thing that helped the Sixers in the first two games here, they're going to have to play that defense so they can create their own offense.
Sonny R. starting lineups. Erving, McGinnis, Jones, Bibby Collins against Hollins, Davis, Walton, Gross, and Lucas. No changes. George McGinnis had a long meeting with Coach Gene Shue. Shue is elected to go with him. You know the story there. Mired in a slump. Going to go to Philadelphia.
Bill Walton a little over anxious. Got that ball before the official let it get to its height. Before the ball actually went to its height, Brent, and it's a violation on the jump ball. So the Sixers with the first opportunity to score here, and they need this basket badly, as Sonny mentioned, to establish themselves quickly in this game.
Garrettson and Strom working at Collins.
Doug Collins, who had a bad fourth game back there in Portland, off to a good start now.
Collins goes down. The ball held by Maurice Lucas. Johnny Davis is 16. Erving on Gross. And a foul inside on Doug Collins, who can't believe it. Here he comes protesting.
That's one man they don't want to get in foul trouble, Brent. They need him badly.
Bibby is with Collins. Caldwell Jones on Walton. Gross shoots up over Erving to tie it.
Bob Gross is having a fine offensive series. He, of course, is having a little difficulty with Julius Erving, but he's been playing excellent on offense for the Blazers, shooting over 50%.
Walton keying the defense. Going over to the right on that double team. He's left his man completely. Bibby shoots it outside. Walton yanks down, still another rebound. Collins goes left to Lucas. McGinnis back on defense. Walton makes the signal. Bibby chases the ball, ties Davis up, jump ball.
Good hustle by Henry Bibby. He's trying to do something out there creative because he has not.
I love the hustle.
Well, Brett, they talked about McGinnis' shooting slump. Henry Bibby is only shooting 20-some-odd% in this series, and that's hurting the Sixers.
Bibby's most productive man from the second game, 15 points. He's been quiet since. Gross goes to Davis, deflects off Strong. Hit the referee, and here come the 76ers. Collins' second shot. And again, you can see the force Walton underneath, and McGinnis stays with him.
Oh, come on.
The outlet for Hollins in the middle. Bibby was there on Hollins, and he picks up his first personal.
Oh, George is really having some tough luck, Brett. That ball just does not want to go in the basket for him. It's incredible.
Walton out high, goes to the right shoulder, and Gross rolls it. Push off inside as Gross came across.
There's that Portland offense being executed to perfection again. Bill Walton getting the ball, cutting a man across the middle. He was open for the pass. Julius picking up his first foul. As you look at Bill Walton, probably without question, he and Alvin Adams are the finest passing centers in the game today. I would say Dave Cowens is very close in third position.
Portland up by 2. Just underway in the first quarter. This the anniversary of the triple overtime for the Boston Garden. And at halftime, we'll relive some of those incredible moments here tonight. Jones waits. McGinnis has cut off Lucas. Here's Bibby. Philly at the perimeter. The doctor in. You can see Walton switch over. Davis on the steal. Davis goes to Hollins, who breaks free on the other side. And the quickness of the Portland guards creating havoc for Philadelphia here in each of the last 2 games.
Beautiful.
Gross comes top of the screen, and Walton rolled off the
Oh, nice dunk.
That's the first time we've seen him go off a roll like that.
That's right, and Bobby usually looks for that shot, but he had 2 men jump on him. Bill wisely rolled to the basket. That's just good, intelligent basketball right there, the old pick-and-roll play.
Walton yelling out defensive signals. He's the key man in the middle. He is so loose on Caldwell Jones. He's double-teaming the ball completely now on defense. Lucas is back on the left side. Here's McGinnis traveling against Collins on the turnover. Here come the 76ers. Keep in mind that the team that has turned the ball over the most has lost each of the first 4 games. Collins wants it to go right to the doctor. Walton yells out an instruction. Jones. Irving up on Gross. Gross came with it. Counted and bring the doctor to the line.
That's a silly foul by Bob Gross. That's where they would like to have Julius Irving shooting the ball from out there in 25-foot range. He's not going to beat you from out there, and it's really silly to pick up a foul along with it.
Rick, Philadelphia has got to get something going inside with McGinnis or Jones to counter what Bill Walton is doing on defense. It's unbelievable right now. He is roaming free as he did in Game 4, and he's one of the most awesome forces in the middle. So let's keep an eye on that now. It is 8-7. Blazers ahead of the 76ers by a point. Gross came off. Walton rolling again. And there it is. Twice he has rolled off of picks on offense. And as Rick Barry has pointed out, so intelligent. Miller's back in the middle. Here's McGinnis. Misses outside, and Lucas. Outlet to midcourt. Lucas and Walton will hit you right there with that outlet pass. Walton goes inside to Davis this time. Blazers regain it. Lucas gets the open shot. Gross battling underneath, stayed with it on the hustle.
There's Bobby Gross, who, as I once again mentioned, is doing an excellent job on offense for Portland. And that's a very difficult assignment he has, of course, guarding Julius Irving.
The Blazers have jumped to a 5-point lead in Philadelphia, and Game 6 is back in Portland on Sunday. Bibby penetrates, and Walton was there. An incredible force here early on defense. Collins off to the right. Davis pull-up jump shot on Collins, and McGinnis cleans up. How long will Shue go with McGinnis here in Game 5? Jones up, and Walton was there again on defense. I have never seen a man start any better on defense than Walton is in this game. Collins looks, top of the circle, swing right. Gross goes to the baseline. Irving cuts him off. Now Walton will take the outside shot. McGinnis underneath, and Gross fouled him.
That's 2 fouls on Bobby Gross. He has gotten himself into foul difficulty in this series. But Brent, I have to agree with you 100%. Bill Walton is really doing some job on defense. Here's Bill's jumper. The rebound will come off. Here's Gross in his anxiousness to get to the ball. Will hit McGinnis on the arm. He couldn't see it too well on the replay, but he did foul him.
Walton with a hand on his man and watching the ball, and then gets the rebound. Knocked away, but Walton was there.
And here we have 6:57 to go. Timeout now for the Sixers. Gene Shue trying to regroup his team. Right now, they haven't got off to that quick start that Sonny Hill talked about. Let's see if they can do it after this timeout.
I'm gonna be honest with you. 7-5. 7 down 5. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice, close, high energy game right now. I'm hoping that the game continues to stay at the same pace. Tell me your thoughts about it so far in the comments.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Portland shooting 5 of 8. Philadelphia 3 of 12. McGinnis is 0 of 4. McGinnis on Lucas. Lucas comes up. Hit by Jones to Bibby. Collins there to cut him off. Bibby rolled into him. Foul against Lyle.
again, the Portland guards trying to put an extreme amount of pressure on the Philadelphia guards. That time, Lionel Hollins did not establish himself quick enough and picked up the blocking foul.
Walton rolls over to the ball side, right in the middle, waits for it, and taps it off, but Bibby was there. Bill was looking for the break off of that tap. He's off. Jones gives him a lot of room outside, eyes the ball. Collins at the top of the circle, and Walton is there again. Now it's Hollins right in the middle. Looks right, goes right. Turnover.
Both teams a little ragged right now, Brent, with the turnovers.
4 for the Blazers, 1 for the 76ers. Collins, and Walton is there again. Look at him eye the ball and go to the man. Irving drives to the hoop, roll it up, and through the foul from Walton. He is so quick and alert on defense, Rick.
Yes, he is, and at that time, the doctor put a real fine move on. He had a little bit of daylight, and if you give him a little daylight towards that basket, he is one fine player, and he's going to capitalize on it as he did in this situation with a chance for a three-point play. That foul was on Bill Walton.
Julius Erving, the leading scorer in this series, averaging 26 points a game, but in the last 20 years, the championship series has been won by the team with the leading score only 4 times. So balanced scoring is what you search for. Gross up over Jones.
And that's exactly what Portland has as Gross scores his 6th point of this basketball game. Portland has all 5 starters averaging in double figures. Philadelphia only Irving and Collins.
14-9 on the steal. Gross is back. Jones and Gross goes to the basket. Torczyk, who checked in, was there. Off to Davis from Gross. And it bounces to Torczyk. Over anxious, Philadelphia can't hold on. And the Blazers will set up. Walton comes down. It'll be 5 on 5. Walton looks right, goes to the Gross, and then rolled off of it. Collins tried to steal. Crowd wanted traveling. Gross tries to come around Jones. Free ball, Torczyk. Shot clock a factor. Torczyk with a second, gets it up. Taken down by McGinnis. Irving in the middle. 3 on 2. Davis goes to Irving's left-hand side, and McGinnis back. But there was a whistle as George came roaring back. Torczyk was inside him, and McGinnis came up over the top. Daryl Dawkins checks in.
That might have been the play to get George going a little bit if he was able to make the basket, but in his overactions to get the ball, you'll see him pick up the foul. It's a shot missed by Julius. There he is right there. Just runs right over the top of Bobby Gross to pick up the foul.
A 5-point Portland lead. They have possession. Bibby goes out because Torczyk gave the dribble up. Walton nods. Lucas cuts right. Lucas is open.
That was bad defense that time by Doug Collins. After the move was made by Lucas to get open, Doug didn't see the ball, and he should have been able to step in that time to stop Lucas, but he had a wide open path.
6'11", Dawkins gives it up to Bibby. Philly out far. McGinnis rolls, backs in on Lucas. Walton cuts off his left and goes out on Dawkins. All red on that side of the hoop. Philadelphia having a difficult time with offensive rebounds in this series. They have struggled the first 4 games. Game 6 Sunday afternoon on CBS, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Walton over at the right baseline, inside pass, so pretty, and the doctor was there with a tremendous block. Good offense, superb defense that time. Basketball at its finest. Gross watches Irving. Doctor shoots outside, short. Walton out, left to Gross. As Davis on the right. Gross keeps it alive.
And that's his 3rd foul. That is right. That could be a big factor. He's been scoring points for him here early in the game.
He's definitely frustrated.
Jack Ramsey having to make a substitution, bringing in Corky Calhoun, who, by the way, has played excellent in 2 ball games up there in Portland, doing a good job on Julius, scoring some points.
So a question about Free. He worked out. He, of course, suffered a hairline fracture of a rib in that Houston series, as you know. And if you were watching in games 3 and 4, you know that Lloyd Free had some problems. First in game 3, breathing. Then in game 4, he was not 100% and his defense fell off as Julius Erving gets ready to shoot the free throw.
I believe that Gene Shue brought in Daryl Dawkins for one good reason. As you pointed out, Bill's been dropping in the middle, Walton that is, and he believes that Daryl's a much better outside shooter than Caldwell Jones, and hopefully get Daryl to pop in a few jumpers and force Bill Walton out to open that middle up that you talked about.
That's the man who is in to do it. We saw him outside in that last sequence too, Rick. It's 16-10. Blazers over the Sixers, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. The Second round of the Kemper Open is over. We'll have a report on the activity at halftime. Rounds 3 and 4 coming your way this weekend on CBS. Walton with still another rebound. Remember, he is averaging 16.8, and already he has 6 in this game.
Let's see how Philadelphia plays defense with this overhead shot if they clog that middle up as Portland tries to run their offense. Walton with the ball.
Calhoun at the perimeter is short. Collins got rebounding position. Lead now to Lloyd Free. Free off the Collins drive. Knocked away, and here come the Blazers. Torczyk busts open.
Portland again establishing themselves, playing their type of a game. They're getting many opportunities on the break situation. Fortunately for Philadelphia, they have not converted that many easy jumpers.
Walton going more to a fronting defense against Dawkins. Up heavy on his left side. Collins misses. Lucas crashes into the board against Dawkins. And it'll go to Portland.
Daryl Dawkins, I believe, yes it was, picking up the loose ball foul, knocking Maurice Lucas down. I do believe that Maurice gave a little bit of an acting job on that play, which seemed to benefit his or the official's decision. And that right now is 5 team fouls for both clubs, both teams in the bonus. We'll watch the last play. Here he goes, the jumper by Collins. Now watch Dawkins underneath. He jumps back underneath. They are both going for the ball, and the acting job by Lucas paid off.
And as a result, Maurice comes to the free throw line. 2 points. Bobby Gross, Rick, before he picked up those 3 fouls, had scored 8 points. Walton 4. That does not tell the Bill Walton story. He has been devastating at the defensive end.
That's why he's such a great player, Brent. He contributes in so many different areas. He does not have to score points for this team to win. And that is such an important factor to have a center who can do all those things.
Let's see what Philadelphia can do to counter that defensive force. Walton waits for Dawkins. Free is way outside. Look at Bill, keep an eye on him as Free comes in, and it was Walton who contested him. He's with the ball at every move. Now it's Davis, right-hand side. There are 3 options on this play for the Blazers. Walton has signaled it. Looks in, wanted to pass the first one. Now he gives it up to Lucas, so it'll be a busted play there. Go Freelance. Free had a hand on it. Mix, who came in the game, runs it down in the corner now for Gene Shue. Here's the doctor. Double team, gave it up to Steve Mix. Mismatch against Davis, comes up over the top.
Jack Ramsey would like a timeout. He doesn't like the way things are going out there. He wants to sit down with his ball club, try to get them to establish themselves again. They've got the lead as you take a look at Bobby Gross, who is the first man in foul trouble in this game with 3 fouls and 8 points.
Both teams shooting poorly for them. Portland under Jack Ramsey hitting 39%. The 76ers under Gene Shue 25%. But keep in mind, McGinnis, Jones, and Bibby did not score a single point among them in the first quarter, and they do not start quarter number 2.
Philadelphia did not do what they had to do, establish themselves early. They missed a golden opportunity with Portland only shooting 39% and a lot of easy opportunities.
Hollins, Dawkins switches out, mismatch underneath. Hollins goes up on Dawkins. Irving and Neal collide. Off come the 76ers with the ball. Lloyd Free, Torczyk was there. Dawkins contesting, and there's a loose ball call against Darrell as he went up, and Calhoun went down to the floor. Foul number 2 against Dawkins.
Watching the right part of your screen on the bottom, Darrell Dawkins 53 on the missed shot. You won't see it, but he used his left hand in front of his body and gave a little push to Corky Calhoun. That's where the foul was called.
Collins found a moist spot on the basketball. Earl Strong wiping it off.
Gotta get it over. Now you gotta get it over by 14. Get it over, Dave.
Now you could hear what he was telling them, that they had used 4 seconds back there, giving them 6. Get it up by 14. Ramsey yelling, pick it up. And Torczyk goes one-on-one and gets it across. Neal checking his right shoulder for the cutter. Lucas comes around him. Neal pushed out of the roll by Dawkins. Lucas goes up, jump shot. And no question, Rick Barry, that Jack Ramsey has put in the pick and roll for this game. We haven't seen much of it in the first 4 games. Neal was looking for it that time.
And also they have to work a little harder on defense to get through those screens. Terrible mismatch that time. Lucas 6'9", Free, only 6'2".
Irving, a right perimeter shot. Dr. J with 8 points. 24-17. Right side, Lyle Hollins. Lucas will come into your picture. 5-on-5. Irving sandwiching Neal. Free had collided with Hollins, and the foul is against Lloyd. His second.
Take a look at the play now. Watch Free on Collins, who has the ball now as he gives it up. Watch him get in front. Gives a little acting job. Earl Strom wasn't going for it, though. There was a little bit of contact, but Lloyd acted, and Earl was not fooled.
A report on the Kemper Open and a look at last year's incredible fifth game from the Boston Garden. The triple overtime. The Celtics and the Phoenix Suns coming up at halftime. 10:44 left first half. Blazers have led it. Dawkins works against Neal. Hollins outside, left-handed shot, and Irving cleans up. Irving puts it down and looks for daylight. Couldn't go all the way.
Why didn't he take it home?
Foul.
There was nobody in front of him for real. Just one
Foul's
person.
not looking. That's 2 on him, and if he doesn't watch, he's going to be in foul trouble, and then Jack Ramsey will probably go to Larry Steele.
5 fouls on 2 of the quick forwards used by Jack Ramsey, and as Rick pointed out, Steele is the third. Twardzik will take Free. Dawkins rubs him off. Free is off to the left. Calhoun looks. Hollins in the middle, keys it. Lucas was breaking. Hollins kept the ball that time. Missed his shot. Dawkins one-hand outlet. Free. It's 2-on-1. Mix is open.
That's what the Sixers have to do more of if they expect to win this ball game. They haven't done much of it in the last 2 games, but they executed beautifully that time with Dawkins keying it on the boards.
Frantic fan across the way on both knees. 76ers down by 5. Working on defense. Irving matched against Lucas. Lucas taller. Lucas jumps up over him, and the whistle had blown. Offense against Maurice Lucas. His first foul. Lucas furious.
The 76ers isn't down by much, but let me know in the comments, do you think they better make a comeback in the second quarter?
Neal was restraining him, and now he goes back. Bill Walton comes in and immediately started clapping his hands and saying, let's go. So he checks in 24-19, 9:42. And it'll be a different defensive look now for the 76ers. Walton is sagged off into the middle. Collins cuts around him. Walton goes. Foul is called as Dougie Collins began it, and that's number 2 on Walton, and the crowd will love it. Walton can't believe it.
Good movement that time by the Sixers, especially by Doug Collins, and able to get some penetration. Walton with his second foul of the game.
Irving brushes off Davis. Free comes up. Larry Steele is in the game now, Rick. Loose ball on the floor. Steele off. Here's Herm Gilliam also in the game. Bounce to Larry Steele, not a good one, and Steve Mix with the interception. Back to Free, and there is Walton. Loose ball whistle. And listen to this. As Strom says, get back away from me so I can make the call. It is against Gilliam, number 3, and Walton took a couple of menacing steps that time. Foul number 1 against Gilliam. Walton is the captain of this team. Right baseline, mixed jump shot. Walton off to Gilliam. 9:05 left to the end of the half. Irving on Steele. Dawkins matched against Walton, and Henry Bibby will check back in. Left baseline, outside shot, Steele. And Walton was there, and then Irving went up, and here's Walton back in as Herm Gilliam stayed with it.
Julius made a great play, just lost control of the ball. A bad break for the Sixers, a lucky one for Portland.
26-19, a 7-point Portland lead. Gilliam pressuring Collins in the ball. Right to Irving. Off iron, and Gilliam comes down on the move. Here is Davis, cuts to the middle. Neal came up, and Mix was there and fouled him.
Lloyd Neal really was not going to shoot that ball, Brent, but when Mix reached in and grabbed him on the arms, he wisely put it up to the basket. That was a smart play by Lloyd Neal, who has played 2 excellent games for Portland back up in Oregon.
76ers head over to their bench. We are tied. Philadelphia has won twice, Portland twice. Now we're in Game 5, and the Blazers are up by 7 points.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Brent, this next 6 minutes and 52 seconds is very important for Philadelphia. They're off to a very slow start. If they let Portland get too far ahead, they're going to have a very difficult task ahead of them. They must start to establish themselves right now.
Portland sets up. Walton keys. Jones pressures. Gilliam caught the screen. Then came to the left. Missed the shot. McGinnis. 30-19. Portland. So it's Jones, McGinnis, Bibby, Collins, and Irving. Steele is with the doctor. Hit last by Steele. It'll go back to the 76ers. They'll set a play. Collins flies to the basket. Walton riding right with him, and there is a foul. And if it's on Bill, it is his third. It is 3 fouls on Walton.
Now that could be the break that Philadelphia needs. Bill Walton picks up another, and they're in trouble. As you see Collins go to his right, Walton's just there waiting for him, makes his move, goes up, he's in the air. Both men moving, contact. Official, but Darryl Garrison ruled that it was a blocking foul on Bill Walton. He's not too happy about it.
As Maurice Lucas, number 20, checks in. McGinnis is 30, bending down. Lucas to his right. Gilliam is 3. Collins sinks the free throw. Doug Collins, 6 points so far in this game.
That was one of the few times that the Philadelphia team has gotten to the basket. Normally, Portland's been keeping them outside, and they've not been able to shoot well from out there.
Rick Walton has been watching Collins very carefully, even when he doesn't have the ball, to make sure he doesn't come flying at him looking for that daylight. Walton now backing up into Jones. Jones has gone to the muscle on him. Walton dumps it to Steele. Jones, outlet for Collins, who tapped it to Bibby. 3-on-2 to Doctor.
Big play for Philadelphia. Herm Gilliam asking the official, thought it could have been a backcourt violation as Collins tapped the ball backwards over the court line.
Rick, the first fast break basket of this game for Philadelphia. In that 3-on-2 sequence. Lucas up over the top of Irving. Bounce back down through. 32-23, 5:47. And Rick has told you how important these minutes are. And at halftime, you'll relive some important moments from Boston against Phoenix, last year's 5th game. Collins flies to the basket. Lost it. Goes to Portland on the turnover.
Take a look at this play. There's the tip backwards from Collins. Bibby does not touch it in the backcourt. As Bill Walton just got a dunk shot down this end of the floor. And there's the doctor's last dunk shot going in.
Walton just stuffed at the other end. 34-23, 5:17. Steele called for fouling Irving.
Here's that stuff shot by Bill Walton that we missed on a play. Ball to Larry Steele. Steele makes the high lob pass in the backdoor play. Great pass, great dunk by Walton. That's a little bit of Philadelphia's own magic that they're pulling on them. They usually run that play with the doctor.
Gene Shue called Henry Bibby over to the side, and Shue was not happy. .5:14, 34-25. Davis, Lucas, Gilliam, Walton, and Steele for Ramsey's Blazers. McGinnis battle. Gilliam retrieves for Portland. Steele from the corner. Walton there at the offensive end. Ball knocked away. It'll go to Portland. But again, that rebounding difference, and it has been so critical at the offensive end. Portland getting more second chances.
Now watch Bill Walton. And look how smart he goes. He goes to the inside and just muscles his man out of the way, Jones, to get that offensive rebound. The ball was knocked out of bounds. That's just good, intelligent basketball by Bill Walton, taking what is given to him.
Gross returns. Steele is out. Collins knocked it away, and here's Bibby. Bibby comes back all red with him as he went to the basket. He drew the foul. Gilliam, his second.
Let's watch the play again. As Henry Bibby sees an opening, makes a good move going to his left. 3 Portland players back there. Bibby going to the hoop, picking up the foul. But it was the defense, as Sonny Hill pointed out, that keyed that break. It was a good play by Collins to knock the ball away.
Rick, I think this is the game we have finally been waiting for in this series. Portland is not psyched out tonight about playing in Philadelphia. They've been a little more patient than they were the first 2 games, and everyone knows what the 76ers are capable of. It's 34-27, 4:50. I can feel it. Gross. Doctor was there. Jones interception. Here's McGinnis. Gilliam goes. McGinnis with the muscle came up.
And a 2-shot foul again, and they're in the bonus, so it'll be 3 for 2 for McGinnis.
3 fouls on Gilliam.
Now he picked up quickly. Now will George be able to make these free throws, Brent? He has not shot well from the free throw line. He even shot an air ball up from Portland. So let's see if he has his confidence even on the free throw line. He still hasn't made an outside shot.
McGinnis has hit just 53% of his free throws. How right you are. Lloyd Neal in. Bill Walton goes out, and he lets Darrell Gerritsen have it as he walks off to the side of the bench. Walton with 3 fouls, 4:41 left, first half. Ramsey tried to protect against Walton going into the locker room with 4 fouls at the end of the first half.
And George misses the first one, Brent. He wasn't even close. The ball was never over the front of the rim.
Now the penalty. When a great athlete goes bad, I think even the opposition pulls for him to come back. 34-29. But the Portland fans will say, wait a minute, not too far back. Hollins, here's Lucas. McGinnis jumped out on him, and then Lucas realized it and went to the basket. Drew the foul. Caldwell Jones was down in the middle. Lucas didn't realize that McGinnis had jumped past him on that, and then he saw it and he rolled to the basket.
That's not talking on defense and communicating out there. You must talk about it.
Well, I've been struggling a little bit, so what I'm going to try and do is, get it inside and try and get a couple easy, quick buckets, and hopefully everything else will open up for me.
That was the voice of George McGinnis telling you what he intended to do. He'll get a couple of quick, easy buckets, which of course have not yet come his way.
14 fouls on the Sixers.
Points for Lucas. Excluding Collins and Irving, the 76ers are 3 of 20 or 15% from the field in this game so far. McGinnis looks in, left to the doctor, who comes up on Hollins. 5-point difference, 4:10 left first half. Hit by Jones away from Neal. Walton is out right now, remember. Davis comes up with a jumper on Collins. Bibby pressuring the left side, comes over to the right in the doctor. Gross will take him. Gross with 3 fouls. Irving hits from the other side.
Philadelphia doing what they must do. They're whittling away at that lead. Try to get it down, get within range, and they certainly are within that right now. 3:33 to go.
And it is the magnificence of one Mr. Dr. J, Julius Irving, that is getting them there. Bibby goes with Hollins. Hollins wants it. Foul underneath. Loose ball foul. It's on Lloyd Neal, who is coming up on Caldwell Jones. 15 foul against Portland, so they'll come down and shoot. That's the first against Neal, but 5 on the team side.
Take a look at the play here as Hollins makes a good fake to get wide open. Takes the jumper. Watch Neal on the bottom of your picture. Give the left arm shove to George McGinnis. Good call by the officials. The strategy by Jack Ramsey, not wanting to take a chance of getting Bill Walton. That 4th foul may hurt Portland at this juncture, Brent, because Philadelphia is making a comeback with Bill Walton out of the game. So Philadelphia can get their momentum back, get their confidence back in their game, so it could backfire on Jack Ramsey.
Crowd urging McGinnis on. Made 1 of 2. Here come the Blazers. 76ers await them. Gross left alone, left side. Irving off in the middle. Goes to McGinnis, left side. Neal with McGinnis. Keeping the 76ers at the perimeter without Walton. McGinnis finally comes up on Neal. Fouled in the process. And George will come to the line for another ovation as Gene Shue and Jack McMahon, the Philly coaches, look on.
Well, free throws certainly helping out here for the Sixers. They're getting to the line a heck of a lot here. That's the chipping away at that lead of Portland. Portland, meanwhile, not getting to the line, not making the outside shots, and this is a basketball game again.
With McGinnis at the line, Jack Ramsey has gone back to the redhead. Bill Walton. He is the main man. Make no mistake about it.
The Sixers have run off an 11-4 streak here to get back in this game. As George misses that first free throw, and 7 of them come on the free throw line, Brent.
Ramsey signals the play, off of which there are 3 options for the Blazers. Penalty shot. Walton spent part of the day swimming in an athletic club here in Philadelphia. Then he took his nap. Lucas off to Davis. The starters are back on the floor for Jack Ramsey, as they are for Gene Shue. That jump hook, McGinnis rebounding. That's what he has to do if he's not going to score. Irving, Walton is there. Irving tosses up, and Lucas at the other side off to Hollins. 2-on-2, 3-on-3. Gross with the short jump shot.
So Bobby Gross, who got them off to a good start, comes in to hit a big basket for Portland as they get the lead back up to 5 points.
That's 10 points for Gross, Rick, with 2:27 left in the first half. A report on the Kemper Open. Lob for the doctor from Collins. Opponent left-handed. Stayed with it. A 3-point lead by the Blazers. Davis pushes to Lucas. Lucas comes up on McGinnis. You can see the height advantage that he has against George McGinnis. You wouldn't realize that when you talk about the two.
When the game gets close, Maurice Lucas usually does some big things for Portland.
McGinnis has turned it over. Here comes Davis. Back to Lucas. Crashed in on Caldwell Jones, who fouled him. 2 fouls on Jones, just as you pointed out. Lucas will come up with a very big, tough play, too.
Yeah, he certainly has been the man for Portland in those situations, especially in Game 3. When the game was close and still in question, it was Maurice Lucas who got them the lead that they needed, and then he got them off to a great start in Game 4. And here's what he had to say about being involved in a tight situation in the game, a pressure situation.
Basically, in the pressure situations, I like to have the ball basically closest possible to the basket, whereas I can take my man and probably turn around and just shoot right over him or right in his face or whatever.
Portland traded Jeff Petrie and Steve Hawes to Atlanta for the choice in the ABA dispersal draft, which brought them Maurice Lucas. He was the second choice of that draft, and outside of the coin flip, which was won by Portland when they flipped for Bill Walton, that was probably the most important day in the history of the franchise. Walton and Lucas, 2 tough men to play against, and they're two-way players, offensive and defensive. Bibby left alone. Davis flies at him. Walton is there, yanks it free. Looks outlet. It's Maurice Lucas. Mixed back, and Lucas comes up over the top. Jones off for Philly. 128, 43-37. It's Portland. Hollins maneuvers. Traveled.
Very important part of the game, Brent. That's a bad break for Philadelphia. They have a chance to cut this lead down a little bit. Now it's going to give Portland another opportunity to increase the lead from 6 to 8 points.
11 turnovers for Shue and 6 for the Blazers right now.
Sixers have to be smart right here. Good defense, a couple baskets, and they're right there.
Walton's the middleman, knocked away by Jones. Hit over to Calhoun. Davis. Walton picks off Collins for him. Jones rebounds the miss. Irving goes into Maurice Lucas. Lucas is called. Did not have position on that play. They are in the penalty. 2 fouls against Lucas.
Here's the play again. Rebound comes off. Caldwell Jones gets it, throws it out to Julius. Julius takes it, runs right into Maurice. Maurice trying to make a good play, but the man has to be allowed that one step, and Lucas kind of like ran up underneath Julius there and called for the backcourt blocking foul. Julius with 3 chances to make 2 as Dave Twardzik comes into the ball game.
Irving shooting for his 19th point here in the first half. Lucas leading Portland with 12. Gross has 10. Walton 8. Hollins and Davis have been held to 2 apiece. And those 2 guards, along with Twardzik, ran wild in Game 4 in Portland. 1:04 left first half.
Lionel Hollins has yet to have a good offensive game here in Philadelphia.
But he came away with 25 in Game 4 in Portland. He was magnificent outside in that game. Twardzik with Collins on him. Twardzik so bright, waited for Hollins to cut off as he was looking outside. Loose ball, Bibby. Robin Jones hustles back as Walton is off on Jack Ramsey's bench right now as we close out the first half. Irving waited in the air until Collins down underneath.
Just a great play by Julius Erving. Tremendous hang time. Way to look over the defense, see what was there.
2-point game. Bibby popped out on Hollins, and Bibby picked up his second foul.
Here's the doctor right now making his move. Through the legs, up in the air, he hangs. He sees what develops, sees Collins open underneath. Good pass. Doug once again moving super without that basketball.
Here is a young man who was criticized for weeks out in Portland. A lot of fans didn't believe that Lionel Hollins had what it takes to become a winner in the National Basketball Association. And oh, how that tune has changed this year. Second-year pro out of Arizona State. What a future he possesses. Jones outlet off to Bibby. Bibby comes down on Robin Jones and breaks open. And he is shooting in tough luck just like McGinnis.
Portland should hold it up now, Brent. Wait for the last shot. Dave Swarzik wisely does. He pulls it out.
Hollins looking for it. In off of Robin Jones' hands. Loose ball on the floor. Calhoun and Bibby will jump it at 6 seconds left.
I don't believe that anybody knew how much time was left in this quarter.
I'll bet Dave Twardzik did.
6 seconds to go. They should have worked it around, get that last shot, not give Philadelphia a chance to get their hands on the ball.
Rick, we've been talking about Bibby. He's 0 for 7, and you said he came into this game shooting but 26% so far in this series.
He's certainly having his difficulty, but I think that Philadelphia is really hung tough in there. They did what they had to do. They've come back from a big deficit. This is going to be some basketball game in the second half, Brent.
Tap off to Lucas, who came right out. 3 seconds. Bibby with time running out. The end of the first half. Collins picks up Davis. Walton is out high. Jones on him. Walton at the top of the circle. Hits the first shot of the second half.
And immediately, Portland doing what they did in the first quarter, trying to establish themselves early, get that lead back, make the Sixers play catch-up ball. The Sixers in good position.
Steal, Davis knocked it away, goes over, and on the left-handed shot, Gross came to the basket. And
honestly, it looked like Dr. J was in a daze or something, like his mind was not even in the game.
Hit it. So they score the first 2 hoops here of the second half.
And Gene Shue, Brent, immediately wants a timeout to try and regroup his team. And they've done the same thing they did in the last 3 ball games. They've fallen behind early in the first and third quarters, and they're making their job that much more difficult. And with their poor shooting, only 28.9% in the first half, they really are going to have their work cut out for them.
How important is winning the 5th game? Only 3 teams have won the NBA title after trailing 3 games to 2. In 55, Syracuse. In 62, Boston. In 68, Boston. As Irving went up and turned around, retrieves it with hustle underneath, and McGinnis fouled as he was coming up. Take the shot. 3 fouls on Maurice Lucas.
Here's the play again. Julius going up in the air, committing the defense. Sees McGinnis open underneath. Good play by Lucas. He saw that he was faked out of position, and rather than let George have a chance for a 3-point play, he knew he was going to foul him. He made sure he didn't get the shot up. So George, again, not finding the range from that free throw line, and
he's 4 of 9 from that line for the ball game. (49-42). 11:08 left, third quarter of game number 5. Game number 6 will tip off at 3 p.m. Sunday, New York time. McGinnis with Lucas. Knocked away. Lucas still in. Gives it to Davis. Davis maneuvering. They miss at the perimeter that time. Opportunity for Philadelphia. Irving to Collins, who is alone inside.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Irving saw him all the way. Little sucker play, brought a man out, and then went to Doug. Philadelphia going to more of the pressure defense here, particularly against Collins, Lucas, and Walton. Lucas came down the middle. Irving with the ball off to McGinnis. McGinnis over to Doug Collins. Irving runs it down in the corner. Swings up. Missed. Came back in on Walton, and the loose ball foul is called on Julius Irving.
So George McGinnis still having his troubles. Here's Julius. Takes a difficult shot. Walton right in good position. He's got the ball there. Doc reached in and grabbed him on the arm, trying to pick up that offensive rebound.
Gross just runs past the doctor. Jones was there to contest him. Lucas comes up jumping on McGinnis. Foul was called. It's on McGinnis.
Gene Shue pacing anxiously on that sideline. He doesn't like the position his team is in right now. Jack Ramsey always looks like he's worried about the situation. It took him forever to finally break down and smile in the fourth game when this team had Philadelphia blown out. Brent, in the first half, interesting statistic. We mentioned Portland did not capitalize on their break opportunities. They had 13 breaks to 7 for the Sixers, but they only scored 9 points to 8. And that's not capitalizing on excellent opportunities. And Philadelphia had a heck of an opportunity here, only being down by 2 points at 4 points at the half, shooting 28%.
Lucas's free throws make it 51-44. 7-point Blazer lead. 10 minutes left. Third quarter. Spectrum in Philadelphia. Lucas is there with McGinnis. Walton has a hand on Jones as he watches the ball. Here's Collins' fly pass. Walton had switched off on him. And again, it was Bill Walton. Long passes to Johnny Davis, who slides to the basket. Steve Mix will check in for Gene Shue. He is up off the 76er bench. Davis tried to steal. Irving retains control and hit McGinnis with as pretty a bounce pass as you'll see. McGinnis wanted the foul off of the shot.
And George McGinnis just yelled to Gene Shue, "Don't take me out." And Steve Mix is going back to the bench right now. I don't know if he's still going to go in.
McGinnis may feel it finally coming on. Gross and Jones had switched over, and Caldwell fouled him as Steve Mix sits back down, Rick. McGinnis will stay in. 3 fouls against Jones.
And 3 team fouls now on the Sixers with 9:13 to go could be a factor.
Bibby goes with Hollins, double team. Now Bibby's got to switch off on Bill. Walton wants it, but they're on the other side with the attack. It's Davis outside.
I think he thought the shot clock was running down. He had plenty of time, Brent. Not a good shot.
Bibby takes it outside and hits the field goal. So Bibby 0 of 8 in the first half. 1 of 9. 53-48. 8:40 left in the third. Lucas muscling in to McGinnis. And McGinnis fouled him. Pushed off of him, and that's 3 fouls on McGinnis.
Let's take a look at George guarding Maurice. Maurice goes to the baseline. George lets him come across to the ball. That is not good defense. He bumps him with the body there. That's the foul. When you're playing defense on the weak side, you must try to beat your man to the spot. If you allow a man like Luce to get low position, you have trouble.
Turnover. Bibby. Hollins had cut him off, and Walton was right there behind him, almost tied him up. McGinnis one-handed. Oh, he's hit his last 2. Spectrum is up on that note. McGinnis, remember, shook off the substitute. Lucas back up over George. He's off. Collins comes out on the dribble. Walton is there. McGinnis drives to the basket.
And he's fouled, Brent. Chance for a 3-point play. And there's going to be a timeout by Jack Ramsey. As you see Collins come in, make the nice bounce pass to McGinnis. McGinnis goes up to the basket, foul from behind by Davis. Chance for a 3-point play. Here's another angle on it. George coming in. There's the foul. Lays it up, and George McGinnis may have found himself, and Philadelphia is happy.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
George McGinnis, while you were away, received a 2-minute ovation from the fans in the Spectrum, who are coming back up one more time for the man who has been in a horrendous slump. There have been other stars in slumps in other championship series. One of them, of course, was Jerry West. He shot only 32% when the Lakers defeated the Knicks in '72. And in your series, Rick, Jamal Wilkes shot only 32% when you routed the Bullets. Walton up on Jones off iron. Irving out. Philly can go ahead. Irving regains it. It's 53-52 in the Doctor. Hit off of Collins. It'll go to Portland.
McGinnis has scored 7 of the last 11 points for Philadelphia, bringing them within 1 point after they trailed by 8 in the early moments of the third quarter.
7:42 left in the third. Portland up by 1 point. The sandwich defense against Walton. Gross turns around on Irving. It's 3.
Can't give him that type of a shot. He's too good a shooter from 12 feet and in. 55-52. Game 6 of this series. Sunday afternoon on CBS.
high noon time out in Portland. McGinnis back up, very short. Lucas was there off the Twardzik, who pushes for Gross. And Davis gliding inside, hit the field goal and was fouled. Caldwell Jones was the man who fouled him.
Has happened so many times, Fred, when you're fighting a battle of coming back from a deficit. You get close, and then all of a sudden the other team gets a couple of baskets. Now you're in the same position. You must fight to come back. And invariably, teams will run out of gas when that happens, as Daryl Dawkins is getting up to come into this basketball game, and the Sixers are hoping that they can get over that little hump and get a little lead on Portland and make them play catch up.
Dawkins replaces Jones, who leaves with those 4 fouls.
To show you the difference in the team styles, Bill Walton, of course, leads both teams in assists. Caldwell Jones, in the last 8 games prior to this one, has not been credited with even 1 assist. 5 team fouls also now on Philadelphia, Brent, and only 2 on Portland. A big factor in this game with 7 minutes to go.
And Portland ahead, Rick, by 6 points, 58-52. Gross working against the doctor. Here they go. Walton comes over. Outlet for Gross. Davis. Walton will be the last man down. Not down. Twardzik alone inside.
Great pass by Bob Gross. Excellent movement without the ball by Dave Twardzik, who we mentioned earlier is a very smart player for this team and does so many things for them.
They broke Twardzik free without Walton that time. It was 4 against 5 defensive players.
And it's back up to 8 points, Brent.
Walton comes over, and it is Daryl Dawkins who got in behind Bill. As soon as Walton left him, Dawkins began creeping to the basket that time. Dawkins now takes Walton on defense. Walton, the man in the middle. Lucas went for the pass. He thought Gross was going to shoot left-right and didn't.
Here's Daryl Dawkins. You see Bill Walton leave. Smart play by Dawkins. He goes to the open spot. The doctor spots him. A good play by Julius and Daryl Dawkins, capitalizing on a defensive breakdown.
6-point Portland lead. 6-14, third quarter. Walton jumped up and Dawkins was there.
Jack Ramsey in the lower part of your screen calling out the number 4 play. So let's see what the number 4 play is for Portland out of bounds.
Walton asking for a little room. Goes to Lucas. Collins taking Lucas and knocked it away with his right hand and ran it down on the steal. Collins picked him clean. Irving roaming, goes to Bibby.
Dave Twardzik laying on the floor, called for the block. We'll watch the play again as Julius brings it up the floor. One of the better ball handling forwards in the league and passers. Nice left-handed play. Kind of ran over Twardzik a little bit, but evidently Dave moved and was not established in his position.
Twardzik excellent at drawing the charge in that situation. One of the guttiest little men in the NBA. Reminder of the Kemper Open on Saturday and Sunday. Irving, as Gross rotated in on him, expecting that move to the right, spun back. And now the doctor has 22 points. Bibby is there with Twardzik and fouled him.
Here's that bonus situation we mentioned, Brand. A little over-aggressive on the defense by Bibby. Twardzik will go to the line. Then just when Philadelphia seems to be creeping back, getting it from 8 back to 4, Portland goes to the free throw line, a chance to get it back to 6. Here you see Bibby playing the defense. Watch him now. He reaches in, watch the hand. No question about the foul. Henry had no business complaining on that one.
5:44 with Twardzik out of Virginia Dominion. And seasons of obscurity in the ABA. We zinked off, informing the crowd in Philly that this is the penalty shot. 62-56. 6-point difference. 5:42. Portland with 3 team fouls, as Lucas pointed out, a difference. Dawkins out the screen. Bibby came around him and shoots moving.
Beautiful.
That's how Bibby shoots many of his shots, moving left to right on the move. It's a tough shot. Gross comes right back down over Dawkins.
Bobby
Nice
Gross,
response.
again, shooting from the outside, over 50% in all of the playoff series thus far for Portland.
Bibby forced out by Davis. Walton has Dawkins. Collins deep in the left corner. Battle, and McGinnis was there along with Lucas. It's against McGinnis, his 4th.
And again, Brett, to the free throw line, the Portland Blazers will go as Lloyd Free comes into the basketball game. Those free throws could be such an important factor in this game.
And Steve Mix this time will enter the game also, Rick. And McGinnis will go out. Philadelphia will have Collins, Free, Dawkins, Mix, and Irving. Portland will have Twardzik, Gross, Lucas, Davis, and Bill Walton. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left in quarter number 3. Gene Shue and Julius Irving discussing strategy.
So in the first half, it was Philadelphia who won the free throw battle. They scored 15-9 for Portland. In the second half, Maurice Lucas getting up there, getting set. It's like Portland is taking advantage of it.
On Will Jones. Gross is over on Lloyd Free. Mix is in behind Lucas. Dawkins is there. Walton seals him up. Lucas wanted the outlet. He wanted Twardzik, and Free was in his way. Double turnover, lead to Davis, who had this time busted Free, and Dawkins there and fouled him.
And the man who made that play, Brett, was Dave Twardzik. It was a bad pass by Lucas. He was off balance. He made a good try on it. We'll watch the play again. You see Lucas with the rebound. He's a little off balance. He couldn't get it enough behind the ball. Well, I'm sorry, he picked it up. That was the second time he had it. He got it out to Davis, who was fouled by Darryl Dawkins, but Twardzik was the man who made the play. He came from behind and knocked the ball away from Lloyd Free.
9-point lead. Lucas getting a breather the other end. Davis pushes it to 10, 68-58, 4:39. Mix sends Free down. Dawkins comes up after the free throw. Free and Collins both in deep. Now Collins comes out. Here's Free over to Collins. Doug takes it back on the move, going to his left. Back to 8. 4 minutes and 21 seconds left, third quarter. Davis cut off Collins. Walton over to the ball side. It'll be Lucas looking. Goes to Davis. Davis with that great quickness, turnaround on Collins. Walton keeps it alive. And there is that offensive rebound. It has been so significant in this series.
He has such a great knack for the ball.
Steal by Gross. Back to Twardzik, cutting in. Turned it over to Lloyd Free. Free glides in and gives it to Collins, who charges up into Walton. On the miss, Lucas outlet to Davis. Twardzik's ahead of him. Twardzik comes down on Dawkins. Wanted the foul. He came all the way through before he shot. He could have gone for the easy field goal from the right side. He went for the foul and the shot from underneath on the reverse. 12-point Portland lead right now in Game 5. Irving up on Lucas. Free regained it. Loose ball. Foul is the call, however.
So Dave Twardzik, very instrumental again, Brent, as he was in the 2 games in Portland. Will be going back to the free throw line.
Free's third foul. Neal reports in for Jack Ramsey.
In this quarter, Brent, Portland already 9 for 9 from the foul line. The Sixers 1 for 3, and Portland has run off a 12-4 streak now as Philadelphia had gotten close again, but Portland lengthening the gap. And here comes Dave Twardzik. We asked him what he tries to do when he comes into the game off the bench.
Okay, anytime.
When I come into the game, I try to do one of 2 things. If we're running and it's not working, I try to cut it down and run pattern offense. If the pattern offense isn't working, I try to pick up the tempo by running a fast break.
That was good direction that time. I heard your anytime loud and clear, R. Barry.
Well, thank you very much.
Twardzik gets the free throw. 3:25 left in the third. We've got a timeout. The situation, of course, is that Philadelphia won the first 2 games of the series here on the Spectrum. Then the scene shifted west, and Portland won the next 2. And here in Game 5, they are in command, leading by 13 with 3:25 to go. Philadelphia with the ball, and already Bill Walton has yanked down 19 rebounds in this 5th game. He was averaging 16.8. Julius handling the ball.
And he only has 2 points so far in this quarter, Brent.
Dawkins, Walton giving him a lot of room over on the double, watching Irving carefully, not giving him an open lane, sealed off the other side. Mix comes inside. Neal challenges off to Davis. Walton with a hand on the ball. Slowing down now. He's going to play some defense as Neal comes in for an easy layup.
Same thing in the first half, Brett. They don't know where he is.
Takes it away from Irving. Gross comes in, hit it and drew the foul, and that two-basket sequence has brought the Portland bench alive. They are all up.
Let's watch this play again. Heads up ball on Portland's part. Philadelphia with big breakdowns defensively, hurting them badly. Look at Darryl Dawkins casually flipping the ball in. Didn't look where he's throwing it. Gross picks it up, goes in. Dawkins turns his hip, picks up the foul, makes two mistakes on one play. Let's see what Bobby Gross has to say about how he tries to defend Julius Erving. He's done a good job in the second half.
Okay, basically what I try to do, I try to deny him the ball, and then when he does get the ball, I try to push him to other teammates on the court. That's basically all I try to do with him.
And one of those other teammates has been Big Bill Walton. And watch now how they'll try to close off the doctor here in Game 5 in a big lead. Walton watching every move. Walton there with him. Walton helping out Gross. And the double team so effective that time. Twardzik in the middle goes to Neal. Walton's hanging back to play defense. Shades of Bill Russell right now. Walton is back here to my left. Mix bringing it up. 2:24. 78-60. Critical moments right now for Philly. Free squeezes one on Twardzik. And he pushed off on Twardzik. The foul is on Free.
That's a good call by Earl Strom. Lloyd Free went up for the jump shot. And you saw Strom make the motion there with the left arm. And that is the loose ball foul because the ball had been shot already. It was in the air. And so Dave Twardzik going to the line with two more free throws as Portland has run off 16-2 on Philadelphia here in the third quarter.
And Rick, that streak has them up by 18 points. Shades of what happened in games 3 and 4, and the Philadelphia owner Fitz Dixon, who brought Julius Erving to this team prior to the start of the season. And the head of the Portland Trail Blazers watching here, Larry Weinberg. He is the president of this organization. I also have seen Herman Sarkowski, Harry Glickman, and Stu Inman, who are the men who put these players together.
Look how far out the Philadelphia offense is, Brent.
Bibby. Julius had rubbed off the man. Missed shot, came up high, it'll go over to Portland up off the top.
They're not doing anything right now. They're not executing their offense. They're having defensive breakdowns. And as you pointed out, it is shades of the two games back in Portland. George McGinnis getting set to come back in.
19-point difference right now. A little too high for Walton. Jones retrieves it. Did you see pesky Twardzik back there? Here's Bibby. Neal had cut him off. Free up on Walton, who's right there with his right hand. And Bill Walton goes down to feel that left knee. I think he's fine. He is. Gross coming inside. Bibby with a hand on it. Then it was the doctor. And Walton's just staying back to play some defense. Mix.
Good fake by Mix. He got Bill committed that time and caught him on his upward flight and went by him when he came down.
1:15 left in the third. Portland has called a timeout. And I sense some unhappiness here in the spectrum with the performance of the Philadelphia 76ers against the Portland Trail Blazers.
Well, rightfully so, Brent. They have not played good basketball in the last 3 games so far, and they have not lost 3 games in a row all season. The only team in the NBA not to have that happen to them.
They lost 2 games in a row on several occasions, which is the situation they're in here tonight, but they always broke out of it in that third game. Ramsey and Jack McKinney talking to Portland, and let's try to listen.
Let me know something in the comments, because I'm wondering, is this team bought and paid for? I am not talking about the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm talking about the 76ers. This is not the same 76ers game from Game 1 and Game 2. It's not. They are playing poorly. It's almost as if they just gave up. Let me know your thoughts about it so far in the comments.
Is that 12 or what's that say? Is that 12? 18. All right. We're going to run a red play. We're going to run a red regular. Bobby on the baseline. Watch Nick. Hey, try and run it through Luke so that Lloyd's going to make the screen. All right? A red through you, Luke. Look. Pump it, and see if you get Lloyd at the hook. Now you're going to have one of those 2 guys open.
That that pretty much tells it all. And a reminder of tomorrow on the CBS Sports Spectacular, you can watch the fastest men in the world. Houston McTeer, Steve Williams, Steve Riddick, Johnny Jones, Don Quarry. 100-meter dash, and Muhammad Ali will be there. He will run in a Celebrity 100, and we'll talk to him about his boxing future tomorrow on the Sports Spectacular.
Brent, Bill Walton pointed to his left knee. I think he wants a hot pack or an ice pack for it. There's a hot pack for it. He wants it on there. You pointed it out. He seemed to twist that a little bit.
Lucas, you heard Ramsey call the play. Gross pops out. Worked beautifully. Gross hit it just like Ramsey diagrammed it. 81-62 inside of a minute. Julius threw one up inside.
And that is only the fourth foul on Portland in this quarter with 52 seconds to go, and the fouls have been very critical in this third quarter.
Gross with 4, Lucas with 3, Walton with 3, Gilliam with 3. For the 76ers, McInnes with 4, Jones with 4, Dawkins with 4, Bibby with 3.
Brookie Calhoun in for Bobby Gross as Julius Erving gets only his third point of this quarter. He had 20 at the half.
81-64. Last 50 seconds of the third quarter. 76ers go to the full court pressure. Hollins took the pass. Neal is to his left. Hollins will take the shot.
That'll happen if you are smart against full court pressure. You move the ball to the open man, you're going to get easy shots.
Bibby maneuvers inside. Lucas jumped out at him, and Bibby hit it. 83-66. Last 30 seconds. Torczyk giving it the Old Dominion hustle underneath the basket that time. He doesn't quit, does he?
He sure doesn't. And that was a break for the Sixers. He had a layup there and wasn't able to make the reverse on it.
Erving jumped past to McInnes. Did not hit the layup, didn't draw the foul. Torczyk with control, goes to Hollins.
He is playing some basketball game. I just can't say enough about that little fella. He has really impressed me in the last 3 basketball games.
Irving's pass was off of Hollins on the turnover. Lucas looks for the open man at the buzzer. Well, the Philadelphia 76ers have got their work cut out for them in the Spectrum right now. 12 minutes left. They trail Portland 85-66. And for Game 6, they must go back to the Portland Coliseum. I sense now what I sensed in Game 3 in Portland. A crowd just not too sure. Philadelphia not certain of what the 76ers are up against. The Trailblazers dominating. Foul call by Gerritsen. Calhoun fouled Erving that time.
Perhaps the foul situation will reverse itself in this quarter as Portland picks up its first team foul with only 9 seconds gone by here in the fourth quarter. They have got to get something going quick if they hope to get back and win this basketball game, Brent.
Erving on Calhoun, jump pass. McInnes hits it to Bibby. Bibby. They can run a string. They can jump back. I remember a Sunday game in here when they did it to Cleveland, but they're going to need a string. Personal foul situation.
That really was a good pass by Twardzik, and Reese Lucas signaled him saying, I should have had that one. I wasn't really alert.
Walton starts the fourth on the bench. Bibby comes up on Lucas, misses this time, and there's Twardzik inside. Bibby goes with him, and here's Lucas. Hollins, Calhoun, Lucas, Twardzik, and Neal for Jack Ramsey. Game 6 will start at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. Lucas comes up on McInnes, was short. Knocked out of bounds by Philly.
Philadelphia playing with no center, playing with the 3 forwards. Trying to get a little more quickness, put a little more pressure on. If they don't do it properly, though, Brent, that could be even worse than not having the big men in the basketball game.
3 also on the bench, along with Darryl Dawkins and Caldwell Jones. So it's Erving, Mix, and McInnes. Twardzik, right to Erving. Of course, with Bill Walton on the bench and against Neal, they can afford another strong forward in this situation. Erving with the jump shot on Calhoun went off to McInnes, and there was a whistle and a foul called. 5 fouls on McInnes on the push-off.
Yeah, he gave what Lou Carnesecca, a former coach of mine, used to refer to as the subway push. There's the play right here. Watch George. Now watch him down low. You see that little left hand gave a little push to Maurice, picked up the foul.
Joe Bryant and Bill Walton is ready. 10:37. Calhoun. 87-68. And the big redhead is ready. Lee feels fine. You notice, Rick, I haven't called him the Mountain Man once tonight.
You better not. Don't call him the Chief either. Doesn't like that.
Collins maneuvering, went up with the left hand and fouled. So we've got Jones will come back in as soon as Walton came down to the scorer's table, and Bryant is there too.
Johnny Davis also back in the game as Dave Twardzik gets a much-deserved rest.
McGinnis and Irving with Jack McMahon, Philadelphia's assistant coach, in the middle.
I really don't believe, Brent, this is my own opinion, that the Sixers can come back with this team in the basketball game.
On the floor right now, Jones, Mix, Collins, Bryant, Bibby. McGinnis, Irving, Dawkins, Free on the bench right now.
Brent, in that third quarter, the Blazers shot an incredible 63.6%, 14 of 22 from the floor.
And 42% for Philadelphia in the third. Bryant has switched out on Davis. Mix trying Walton. Mix switches to Davis. Bryant with Walton. Collins comes up. Jones hands it off to Mix. Here's Collins. 76ers need a run right now. Turn it over instead.
Way too many bad
Collins
passes.
didn't realize his man had left that area where he tried to throw that pass. Jack Ramsey wants him to use time.
Lucas came up on Bryant, and a foul was called against Bryant, and here's Irving.
2 team fouls for each ball club at this juncture as Mix comes out.
87-69 and 9:38.
The clock is the biggest ally Portland has right now. They should use time up on these plays.
Walton tried to tap it back in. Loose ball. Scramble. Portland with possession. It's Lucas. He came no basket.
Beautiful.
Charged right into Jones.
Great hustle by Portland. They are really diving for all those loose balls. See it rolling on the floor. Look at one man tries to pick it up, but Hollins dives for it. He knocks it free. It's picked up by Lucas. He starts in. Bryant establishes position. Good call by Darryl Garretson.
Free in the game for Gene Shue. Hollins out. 87-69. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left for the game. Calhoun holding on to Irving. Bibby up on Davis. Davis in a foot race. Freeze back with him. Davis will... No, yes, it'll go in.
You don't do that if you're a smart player. You should take the ball to the glass. It's a lot easier to make it off the board than go over the front rim. So many times you see players miss it when they try to do that.
Here's Free, and Walton there on him. Offensive foul is the call that time.
Bill Walton has been such an intimidating factor in there. Let's watch the play now as Lloyd Free gives a little look of disgust to the official. He gets the ball, makes his move right. Walton right there, sloughing off. Beautiful timing. Look at that all ball. Lloyd Free pushing off with the left hand, and Bill Walton has been just awesome here this evening.
20-point Portland lead right now. In Game 6 on their floor Sunday afternoon. Collins up on Irving. Battle for the loose ball. Walton with a hand on it to Hollins. Hollins glides inside to the glass.
And the Sixers are in big trouble, Brett. Gene Shue wants another timeout. They have not played good basketball now in 3 basketball games. The Portland Trail.
You can't tell me in the comments that the 76ers came to play, because if you tell me that, I'm going to ask you how.
Blazers have really come back and showed some poise and some guts and showed what they're really made of after losing those first 2 games here. The second one badly. They've come back to establish themselves and say, fellas, you're going to have to play a lot better than this to beat us.
Rick Archer and Barney Thompson tied to Kemper tomorrow. Tell me about that 202-yard par 3 17th hole.
Hey, that's a tough hole. Got to carry it over the water, and that's as tough as assignment is trying to get you to get a ride someplace.
Bryant came up, hit the basket. Here come to the free throw line.
5 fouls now on Lucas.
Bobby Gross in, Lucas to the sideline for Jack Ramsey, Gross, Collins, Davis, Calhoun, and Walton. Collins, Irving, Bryant, Bibby, and Jones. So Irving with the field goal, rushed over on Hollins. Walton protesting he was fouled underneath. Julius did go over and foul Hollins with 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go.
Once again, the clock, the biggest ally for Portland. This is where they have a tremendous advantage, Brent, because they do execute well on offense. They move the ball, they get it to Bill, they do their cuts. Philadelphia does not have a lot of plays. They don't execute real well. They need to get points quickly anyway at this juncture. So Portland can take it easy a little bit. Get the ball to Bill, run their plays, and if need be, just send the man off of Bill for a jump shot with a couple seconds to go. But they should use the clock as much as possible. Along with it, though, I still have to play that tough, tenacious defense. Otherwise, Philadelphia can be very explosive.
Bill Walton has played as fine a defensive game at center as I've seen in a long time, and it started right from the opening tap. Bryant to Collins. Coming in on the left side. Collins fouled him. The scoring right now for Portland, 18 for Lucas, 21 for Gross, 12 for Walton, 9 for Hollins, 11 for Davis, and 13 for Twardzik off the bench, which is where Lucas is sitting right now. Here's Collins. He scores, and he'll come to the line and shoot. Chance for the three-point play for Doug Collins.
Let's watch the play again. Here's Bibby with the ball. You see Collins coming off the top of the picture. Bobby Gross a little late getting over, but Portland at least made an attempt to get on the weak side. Foul call. Collins with a chance for a three-point play. Portland now in the bonus. Same situation we had last quarter where Philadelphia was in the bonus. It's 5-3 in team fouls. Can Philadelphia capitalize and do what Portland did, though, in the third quarter?
Pass to Calhoun right there at the midcourt line. So many times with that outlet pass from a rebound, Walton will nail a man right there at the corner. After 2 years of frustrating injuries, the Redhead is one victory and 7 minutes and 39 seconds away from a championship.
So the next foul now for the Sixers will be the penalty for them also. As Walton has the ball here, you saw him get whacked on the arm that time by Bill Walton. Now he got hit again, and he was complaining because he wanted that first foul by Caldwell Jones, but he didn't get it. He had to get fouled twice to get one foul called against him.
Of course, the one game I mentioned that he still needs is Game 6 to win the championship Sunday afternoon. 3 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. Off of Bryant's foot, Gross retrieves. Glides good back as they're using the clock. Shot clock went down to 5. Hollins.
He had plenty of time. He thought the clock was running down. He took a bomber from way out there, and when things are going right, that's what happens.
That's Lloyd Freeh's spot here in the Spectrum. 7-10, 94-76. Muhammad Ali on the CBS Sports Spectacular tomorrow in a foot race. Walton was out there with a hand up on Collins. Outlet Walton to Davis. Calhoun breaking on the right wing. Bibby there with Davis. Offensive foul as he tried to spin him away and go inside. It's against Davis. 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in Game 5. Portland will go home on a chartered plane immediately after this game. Practice tomorrow. Game 6 on Sunday. Irving not quitting. 6:39. Here comes Philadelphia. Foul as Irving broke free into Hollins, and Lionel fouled him.
Bobby Gross a little over anxious on that play. Brandy tried to take the ball through a couple of men. It looked like he may have been fouled, but in this situation, you don't want to gamble and take chances like that. They're in no rush. There's no reason for him to have to force the ball off the floor that quickly. You should settle it down, give the ball backwards to a guard, let the guard take it up the floor.
23 rebounds for Walton in this game.
And wisely, Jack Ramsey brings Dave Twardzik into the game. Very intelligent player. Try to settle him down a little bit. This is what he has to do now. Usually, as you said in his little insert that we had there, if the team's running a little bit too much, I come in to settle them down. If they're not running enough, I try to get them going. In this situation, settle them down.
pressure, and he stepped over. He's turned it over. He stepped over the line. Strom was right there. 94-80. 14-point difference was 6:34. Timeout has been called by Portland.
There's a play. Now let's see if Bill Walton does indeed cross over that end line. Here he comes, makes the pass, throws it. He did break the plane. Good call by Earl Strom. The Sixers have run off 11-3 to cut the gap to 14 points. Plenty of time to go.
See, it's too many errors, way too many errors for the 76ers not to capitalize on them. Not true enough. Philadelphia has been in foul trouble left and right. But there's a little bit of time left, so let's see how the game ends.
Welcome back to the NBA's greatest game.
Rick Barry asked for a little added security tonight in the Spectrum, so he's getting some help. Here's Collins, and he got Hollins to come right into him. It would have counted if he'd have hit it. He'll come up to the line. 4 fouls on Hollins, and don't anybody go away just yet. We got 6:32, 94-80, 14 points right now, and the 76ers starting to make a bit of a move here on the Blazers.
Yes, they are, and a lot of those people who got up and left early may have wished they stayed, because this game's going to be down to 12 points, and with 6:32 to go, 12 points is nothing.
The 76ers could use some of that Portland enthusiasm right now. Crowds in Portland were much more confident, much noisier when the crunch came. Dvorak. Pressure, Shoe watches. Dvorak across. They're double teaming the ball. Turn it over. Here they come. Joe Bryant with Julius Erving, Caldwell Jones, Henry Bibby, and Doug Collins. Collins goes with Collins. Dougie backs him in. Here's Bryant. Off to Collins, who shoots it outside. 94-84.
Nice shot.
It's a 5-basket difference. 6 minutes and 4 seconds. They trap the ball. Walton in the middle. Off to Gross, who's free.
That's a big basket, Brent.
Couldn't come over with too much muscle that time.
Big basket there.
Now it's Collins pumping again from the other side. Julius flying up, and Lucas knocked it out. It'll go to Philadelphia.
With this pressure, they're double teaming Dvorak in the backcourt. Portland needs to take a guard or somebody and drop him behind Dvorak so he can relieve the ball backwards to get away from that double teaming pressure and open up things on the other side of the floor. And they're not doing that. He's running into a traffic jam.
Jammed up, work a play. It's Collins. Waited. Bryant ducked under, missed it. Jones will give him another chance. Dougie wants it all the way, and Irving underneath scored and drew the foul from Gross. Now we've got some emotion stirring in the Spectrum.
And here's the play again. His offensive rebounds hurt so much. Collins with a very difficult shot. It's not going to go in. Julius has the inside position. He picks it up. Gross gets him down low with the body. Now a 10-point lead. Julius will more than likely, with the penalty situation, be able to cut the lead down to 9. A lot of time to go. 5:37.
5 fouls on Gross. There's the 9-point difference at 5:37. Pressure in the backcourt. Gross off to Walton in the middle. Walton puts it down. Bryant is back there. Dvorak goes to Gross, who's been free. The doctor came flying at him. The doctor ties up Gross. Foul is called. Irving fouled him.
Gene Shue not happy with the call. The Sixers have run off 18-5 now to get back in this game, but it is the bonus situation now. Bobby Gross to the line with
Ramsey talking to Lucas.
1 and 1 for 2.
Checking the scoreboard. Dr. Jack sees 5 minutes and 26 seconds to go. So a big field goal, and now Gross with that first free throw at the line.
They call it the penalty situation, Brent. I think it's a bonus, because if I can get to the line and get an extra shot, to me, that's a bonus.
98-87, 5:24. Bibby in deep on the left side, went to the glass. This streak is as well as Philadelphia has played at any time, and this the 5th game. Gross across the midcourt.
Boy, that was a bad pass by Bobby Gross, and they're just lucky that somebody in Philadelphia kicked that ball. That is not a good play. Dvorak comes up the middle, watch them double team. Now wisely, Gross is on the side, has an outlet. He comes up, no reason to force this. He's getting a little over anxious. That ball would have been intercepted.
Off the doctor's foot, so Portland got it back. Irving out on Gross. Lucas Caldwell Jones has him. Lucas comes up on Jones. At the other side, Gross and Joe Bryant had gone high in the air. Loose ball foul. That's it for Gross. Bobby Gross fouls out at 4:54. 98-89.
There's the play again. There's Gross going up. I'll tell you right now, no way that Bobby Gross committed that foul. Joe Bryant is the man that hit Bobby Gross with his arm. They both went up for the ball. Contact was made by Joe Bryant on that play. If we have a chance, let's take a look at that one again.
Gross goes out with 25 points. Joe Bryant came down, gave us a little drama as he comes up to the free throw line.
All right, here we take a look at it again. Now watch down at the bottom of your picture. There's Bryant. Now Gross is underneath. Watch Gross go straight up in the air. Watch the left arm of Joe Bryant makes the contact. That was not a foul on Bobby Gross.
An excellent acting by Bryant with an 8-point, make it still 8. Lucas off. 98-90. 4 minutes and 51 seconds left in the Spectrum. This, the pivotal game. Number 5, knocked away by Irving. And Vivian Hollins tied up, and it was Julius who came around and slapped it free.
Portland all of a sudden, Brent, have lost their composure. They're pressing a little bit. They're not sure of themselves. They're letting this pressure that the Sixers are putting on affect them adversely, to say the least.
Bryant goes with Lucas. Jones has Walton. Collins is with Twardzik. Bibby is on Hollins. Irving with Calhoun. Here's Walton. Hollins cuts around him and comes up with a left-handed jump shot. Hit by Bill. Bryant pulls it down. Outlet for Irving. Joe Bryant has given him a spark. Irving to the basket.
Okay, Irving.
There came through 98-92. 4-13. Pressure certainly on the Trailblazers, who have played magnificently until the last couple of minutes. Bryant helping out, double teaming on Walton, but I think he may have fouled him backing into it. Yes, he did.
No, there was a foul underneath the basket. The foul was on Joe Bryant on Bill Walton, but nobody could hear the whistle. The crowd was so noisy. And here's the doctor coming. Now look, he hardly has no room at all on the baseline. He's behind the basket, reaches out and lays it in. Great play by the doctor. He's got 35, as you see there. But the crowd was so noisy, Brent, you couldn't hear the whistle by Earl Strom.
Now see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They down by 7 points. Let me know in the comments. They have a couple of minutes left in the game. Do you think 76ers will make some type of comeback, or do you think the Trailblazers will hold out and win?
A 6-point game, and game number 5 heads down toward another one of those endings. Bill hits the free throw, 7 points.
So this team, when Julius Irving came back in, they made one change only, has ignited.
It has been Irving and Bryant operating at forward. Twardzik has Bibby out far from the basket. Here's Irving and Calhoun on him. Julius with that jump lob pass got through to Joe Bryant, who came up, and Walton was right there, and there's a foul. Bill Walton has just picked up his 4th foul.
And still the tension mounts.
Hey, Bryant fouled Gross out with a good acting move. Now he comes down here and he gets foul number 4 on Walton, and Bill is saying that's another good acting move. I didn't hit him.
Well, if he got him any place, he must have gotten him down low with the body, because he certainly was all on top of that basketball with his hand.
100-93.
What a crazy series, Brent. It's just so unpredictable.
7-point difference, 3:47. I was all set to close the lid shut on this one. I thought for sure Portland had it the way they played. Hollins with Bibby on him. Billy came around and fouled him, and Bibby's so unhappy. Runs clear off the floor to avoid what he might say to pick up a technical.
That could have been the big play of the game for the 76ers. They had it down to 6. That would have been down to 4. Let's watch the play again. Here's Bibby guarding on defense. He reaches around right there. Well, You really can't see from this angle whether or not he caught his arm or not.
May have been tightening up with the right hand.
Let's watch it from this angle right here. Let's watch his left arm when he reaches around, if he does indeed grab Lionel Hollins on the arm. Right there. Well, it must have been the right hand on Lionel's side, because he certainly didn't foul him with the left hand.
Hollins hits the free throw. Lionel has scored 12 points, 11 for Davis, 13 for Tworsik. Gross out with 25. Jones off. 101-94. Here's Bryant. Collins the lead man. Bryant jump shot is there.
Portland is not making them set up and use up the time. They're getting quick baskets all the time, Philadelphia. That's why they're getting back in the game.
And when it gets racehorse, that's what Philly wants. And you can see where Portland is, far away from the basket. Bibby has Lucas in a mismatch, and Maurice wants him. Collins went over in the double team, and Maurice stayed right with it. Key basket, very patient that time.
There's the man who said he likes the pressure situations.
He had one, and he hit it. It's a 7-point Portland lead. Walton is there with the doctor. Here's Joe Bryant again on Lucas. A little too much spin, pop back out. Hollins on the middle. 2:47. 103-96. 7-point difference.
Wisely, they're using the clock.
Walton out high, looks in. Shot clock down to 5 when Hollins squeezed the trigger. Irving off to Bibby. They can pull to within 5. There's Lucas with a good defensive play. Irving was breaking down the middle. Lucas went right with him and knocked it out. Out high to Collins. Here's Irving. Calhoun is with him. Irving lost control. They wanted Lucas on the break pass. Bryant will retrieve for Philly. Bryant will bring it back. Over to Bibby. Collins comes in, and Walton's got him, and so here's Bibby all alone. Not there. Bryant tapped it up. Collins comes in on Walton. Here's Tworsik. 103-96. 2 minutes. Tworsik off to Lucas. Off to Hollins. Pretty pass. So Lucas hit a clutch field goal and a big assist. 105-96 right now. 155.
That was a big series, Brent, right there. If Philadelphia could have scored, they would have been right in the thick of things. Portland hung tough, battled in there on the boards, did not allow Philadelphia to score a basket. And they went down the other end and got a breaking opportunity. And now with a 9-point lead with 1:55 to go, they're in pretty good command. But I was really shocked to see Portland lose their poise like they did out there. They had a commanding lead. They had the game under control, but they allow a little backcourt pressure to affect them like that. And I'm sure Jack Ramsey is going to work on that if the situation arises again in game number 6 in Portland on Sunday, because that pressure should not affect you the way it did. These are professional players out here, and if they sent the man behind and just worked at that man behind to relieve the pressure, you can get so many easy opportunities. They only got one easy basket in the pressing situation.
1 minute 55.
Quickly, right? And then Doug's going to go by. If it isn't there, look for the second guard coming off. All right, it's a quick play. It's a quick play. Right now, when you come down and you don't have time to be fucking around with the ball.
Gene Shue talking to the Philadelphia 76ers with the pressure on right now. 105-96 and 1:55 to go. No chance for any mistakes now in this situation. You know what they'll do. You can hear him as he told that team, keep the pressure on right now. Shue wants it. He knows.
Okay, so it's less than 2 minutes left in the game. It's crunch time. So let me know your predictions in the comments. I need to know, do you think the 76ers are going to win, or do you think the Trailblazers are going to win?
Knows that he's got his work cut out if he's got to go back to Portland. Trailing in this series 3-2. McKinney and Ramsey leaning in and talking to the Blazers. And a reminder tomorrow, Muhammad Ali, invitational track meet, the fastest men in the world. And Muhammad Ali in a celebrity 100-meter dash. Tony Orlando, Chip McAllister will be in there against him. So too will Jimmy Ellis. And our motorcycle race of champions from Louisville. Tomorrow on the Sports Spectacular, the Kemper Open on Saturday and Sunday. And, of course, Game 6, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS.
What Portland must do is make Philadelphia use some time up on offense, something they did not do very well for the last 6 or 7 minutes. If they can do that, use the time up on the other end. The clock, as I pointed out before, still is their biggest ally.
So they will move quickly. Bryant waits. Lucas is there. Lucas switches to Collins. Walton is there. Jones saved it. Collins forces back to Bibby. Bibby hit it outside. 135 and 7 points.
18 seconds they used that time to score.
This is what Ramsey told them in Portland's huddle. Patient, use the clock, which is what they're doing. Bibby falls underneath, now he's back. Collins will take the jump shot. And Philly now can make it a 5-point game if they can score. A minute 9. Collins flying toward the basket, goes down in a heap, makes it 5.
There you go.
Pressure in the backcourt. Terry Furlow being told by Earl Strom to go back to the bench and sit down. 106, 5 points.
Boy, that pass was dangerous, Brent.
Here's Twardzik. Back to Hollins. The shot clock winds down toward 10.
They do not have to shoot to win the game in their next 2 possessions.
Twardzik went in on the drive and it spun out, but he was fouled as he came to the hoop.
So Dave Twardzik again making another big play. 5-point difference. He has a chance to increase it to 7. With only 48 seconds to go, Portland is assured of getting the ball at least 2 more times, and they can hold the ball for 24 seconds, not shoot it, and they've got this game won. .105 to 100 with Twardzik shooting. 6 points. So the key for Portland now, not to make any silly passes, no turnovers, and they will go back home, leading 3 games to 2. Timeout is called. Philadelphia will come over to Gene Shue with 48 seconds remaining. 28 ticks left on the clock. Bobby Gross, who fouled out after scoring 25 points. Larry Steele next to him. They're looking on anxiously. Doug Collins, and you could see the disappointment in that young man's face. You see the way he was hustling there for about 3 or 4 minutes. Rick throwing his body around with reckless abandon inside. Unfortunately, they needed to be doing that a lot sooner in this ball game. They waited a little bit too late, and it's the old syndrome of trying to get back up the hill when you fall behind. You seem to get close, but you just can't quite make it over the top. Darryl Dawkins, the young center of the 76ers, wondering what went wrong after they won the first 2, and Robin Jones at the other end saying, "We told you so." 6-point lob to the Doctor, knocked away. Out of bounds, it'll go to Portland. Walton right there with 21 seconds left. Here's Twardzik off to Calhoun. Dunleavy over, fouled him. 19 seconds. And so Philadelphia, with their backs against the wall, as you look at Steve Mix, they must go to Portland, where they found it very difficult to win this season. The last 3 times they played there, they've been absolutely destroyed by the Portland Trail Blazers. And so now it's a do-or-die situation. Otherwise, the entire season is over for them. They need to win that one to get the home court advantage back and have a chance to win this championship. They've come so far, and they still have a long way to go. Portland will be bubbling with confidence, though, won't they, when they get back to Portland? Well, I would think so, Brent, but they must not get overconfident. They must come out and establish themselves just like they did in the last 3 basketball games. They come out and play the type of basketball they played against the Lakers and earlier in the playoffs, but they didn't play here the first 2 games. Irving up over the top of Walton. And I don't care what Jack Ramsey may say. I think that layoff really hurt the Blazers. They just weren't playing their game those first 2 basketball games, and now they're back on track, and Philadelphia's got to regroup. You can see the clock wind down. It is celebrating time out in the town of Portland, believe me. It is all over here in Philadelphia.
So let me know in the comments if your prediction was right. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't see this game going this way. I thought for sure that it was gonna go the other way around. And then I saw how the first quarter ended. I knew right then and there. Even though it was kind of close, I still had a feeling that the 76ers did not come to play. And I was pretty much sure of that going into the halftime. But overall, tell me who y'all think is the MVP of the fourth quarter as well as the MVP of the game. Be sure to like, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.